In my last video series, I talked about why you should be giving up dieting for good. And so now I think we need to talk about some solutions. What can you do in order to get to where you want to go? Number one is always going to be the same for me, is that you need to get your mind right. Your mindset matters the most. I think most people are completely unsuccessful, especially women, with their health and fitness because not only do they have unrealistic expectations, they are insecure and they don't have a lot of confidence. When you're insecure, you spend all of your time comparing yourself to others or comparing yourself to a former version of yourself and saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not enough. So I think that in order for you to get to where you need to go, you need to examine that mindset. If you don't think that you're enough, if you're not confident in yourself, if you're totally insecure, you need to address that first because you won't be successful with your weight loss. You might have results for a little bit, but then before you know it, those old self-defeating thoughts will come back into your mindset. So I think number one is that you need to address all your insecurities and all of your negative thoughts about yourself. Until you get that right, your success will be short-lived and it will be totally superficial and shallow. The second thing I think you need to do is to watch who's influencing you. Garbage in, garbage out. If you're taking in a whole bunch of garbage, and that includes on your social media, if you're taking in a whole bunch of garbage, that's what you're going to put out. And so a few weeks ago, I wrote a blog post about how I think people need to clean up their social media. I think there's way too much comparison going on, and you don't even know if this stuff is for real. Like I said, there was a scam going on with a major company in the fitness world where they were doing BS transformations, and people are up there like, oh, I want this, I want that. And it wasn't even for real. So all these people that you're comparing your lives to on social media, it might not even be true. So I think you really need to clean up your social media and look at what's influencing you. Also, a lot of these people on there, they post these self-deprecating comments and these self-deprecating status updates, and really they're a cry for help, but people put on there like, oh, you're so great, you're the best, and blah, blah, blah. And you think about, how does that make you feel? You might not think that you're being influenced by this, but you are, because you can't help but be influenced by it. So I recommend that you really check on what's influencing you. If it's something that's negative or something that's promoting self-loathing and being overly critical of yourself, ban it. Get out of it because it's not good for your mindset. You need to be around people who are trying to get to the next level, who are high performers, who are working on themselves. They're into their personal development. They're trying to be the best versions of themselves. Those type of people will motivate you. That's why I stopped following the fitness crowd and started following professional athletes and people I really admire, because I found that when I did that, I got inspired to be better. I wanted to be better. And so I think for women especially, you really need to check on who's influencing you. Clean up that social media. Get rid of people in your life that are negative or speaking down to you all the time or minimizing you. And if it's somebody that you can't necessarily get rid of, just tell them, you know what? Hey, I'm not here for that right now. That's your opinion. You can keep it to yourself. Or just don't respond. I found that with people who always are very, very critical, it's usually a reflection of what they think about themselves. And once you don't give them any airtime and they can see that it's not going to stop your shine, they'll be out the door. So people, please, 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 this is all part of getting your mind right. But I want you to check out who's influencing you. Clean up the social media. Get rid of the negative influences. Start taking in some good stuff for yourself. The third component to getting your mind right is giving up the idea of instant fitness and getting rid of this like quick transformation nonsense. The thing of it is that fitness and health and nutrition is a lifestyle. It's something you're going to have to be committed to for the rest of your life. It's not something that you commit to for 6 weeks, for 12 weeks, for 16 weeks. It's something that you commit to doing for the rest of your life so that you can prolong your life. And I think my basic philosophy is that if somebody comes and says, well, I need to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks, I'm not the right trainer for you. And I turn them away because those people are not committed. They might be committed for the 4 weeks, They might commit for the 6 weeks. If they're really game, they might even commit for 12 weeks, but they're not committed to making the changes necessary over a lifetime. As soon as they get what they want, they'll be done. And then they won't continue those steps that they took to get to their goal. So, what I tell people is you need to commit to it for the long haul. You need to commit to at least a year. You will see in a project that I'm doing that I had to have my own reality check about that. I thought, oh, well, I've done this before. I mean, it'll be 6 months and I'll be, it'll be okay. No. I realized that, you know what? I need a reality check. This is going to take me a lot longer than I thought. So I'm committed for the whole year and beyond because I'm committed to my health. I'm having a somewhat of a milestone birthday this year. And I was like, you know what? I want to continue to live my life the way I live it, which is to have fun, be adventurous, have a lot of energy, be able to do what I want to do, and some other stuff. But I want to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that I'm accustomed to living. And that can only happen if I'm serious about my health and taking care of myself. So, 3 critical components to getting your mind right. Number 1, examine your mindset. Where are you? Are you confident? Are you insecure? I heard something from Trina Gray this month that just really stuck with me. She said that if you're your biggest critic, if you're always talking negatively to yourself, if you have nothing good to say to yourself and you're not your biggest cheerleader, you won't be successful in your business. You may as well hang it up. You may as well hang out on Instagram and watch reality television because you're going nowhere. And it's the truth. If you are negative towards yourself, if you have a defeated mindset, you're not going to make it. And I know that sounds harsh and it sounds mean and it's not the happy clappy thing that we like to say, but I think people need to say it. We need to be blunt with people. You're not going to make it. If you're negative, if you're critical, if you're defeated, not going to work. Number 2, who are your biggest influences? Who's influencing you? What are you taking in? Because what you take in is what you're going to put out. You know, we say what you see, so you'll see what you say. And it's the truth. I mean, people who have a lot of negative influences in their life begin to see the whole world as negative. So I recommend that you clean up your social media and you say goodbye to the people who are on their way down or not doing anything. And if you can't get rid of them, just tell them, hey, not here for it right now, or ignore them altogether. Number 3, give up the idea of quick fix transformation. Be committed. Be committed. So be aware of your mindset, clean up the negative influences, and commit to a lifestyle of health and fitness. That is going to be sure to get you on a more positive road to where you want to go and lead to lasting change.